Batman 3 Jokers is the long-awaited, and I really do mean long-awaited, Black Label miniseries from Geoff Johns. Believe it or not, the seeds for this story were planted all the way back in the early days of DC Rebirth, and now a whopping 4 years and change later, we finally get to see what all the hype is about. Will the wait ultimately be worth it, or will this all be too little too late? Well, let's hop into issue number 1 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book, we see a bloody and beaten Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I know, not much new there, but in a very fun little scene, we actually get to see Alfred patch him up. In a completely dialogueless scene wherein we actually see the origins of each and every one of Batman's many scars, where he's been shot, where he's been stabbed, and more than anything else, where he's battled the Joker over the years. Of course, none of these physical scars could ever compare to the ultimate mental scar that is seeing his parents die when he was a young boy that still very much sticks with Bruce Wayne to this day. And hey, speaking of the murder of the Waynes on television, we hear that the Moxon crime family has all been wiped out in a gangland hit pulled off by the Joker. In the Golden Age, Lou Moxon was actually the mobster who was responsible for the murder of the Waynes, and here in this story, Johns implies that maybe that was the case, but that Joe Chill took the fall anyway. Again, this is a Black Label book, so anything and everything could happen, but they also say that maybe this will end up having an effect on the main continuity, who's to say for sure. From there we transition on over to Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, who is absolutely giving it to the elliptical at the gym. What's got her so fired up? Well, on television they have an ad for restless leg syndrome. Again, Barbara was briefly crippled due to a run-in with the Joker in the famous Killing Joke story. But also, hey, the drug they're prescribing is called Tradvidar, which is actually a reference to Doomsday Clock and also a reference to Bannerman Chemical, the company that made the Golden Age Miraclo. Another breaking news story takes over the screens on Gotham televisions, and we discover that a beloved comedian who went under the stage name Fat Man had been murdered live on stream by the Joker. But wait, that would mean the Joker was capable of being in 2 places at once. Well, actually make that 3 places at once as we check on in with Jason Todd the Red Hood, who's already duking it out with a bunch of the Joker's gang. It seems that Jason has actually been hot on the trails of the Joker ever since he broke out of Arkham Asylum, murdering Dr. Roger Hungtoon on his way out. Hungtoon, of course, is a reference to an old Swamp Thing story, and this doctor also just so happened to write a best-selling book about superhero-supervillain psychosis. A topic very near and dear to the heart of poor Jason Todd, who after getting murdered at the hands of the Joker and then resurrected, has plenty of psychosis to go around. Oh, but the Joker, or Jokers in this situation, aren't done with the callbacks just yet, as you see Commissioner Gordon and the GCPD respond to a call at Ace Chemical, the birthplace of the Joker, wherein we see 3 ex-cons dressed up like the original Red Hood, the Joker's first persona, sprawled out in a sit tableau. Rightly so, Batman and Batgirl get to work and realize that, as is often the case with the Joker, what you see is often less important than what you actually see, mainly that the Joker made off with a truck and a bunch of Ace Chemical chemicals. And you can only imagine whatever the Joker wants with those chemicals, it certainly can't be good. From there, we actually transition on over to see our 3 Jokers sitting down for a meeting. And yeah, you got yourself the clown, the criminal, and the comedian. All different aspects of the Joker's long publication history, as well as all belonging to their own different era in comics. The leader of the bunch, or at the very least the oldest Joker claiming to be the leader of the bunch, says that they've all come together for one simple goal, a goal that they've had many times before: create a better Joker. Now, before our heroes can properly start connecting the dots, old hothead Red Hood ends up trying to interrogate one of the guys that they picked up from Ace Chemical, and he almost gives him a friggin' heart attack for his trouble. Bruce and Barbara, rightly so, read Jason the Riot Act, but seeing as he's been working this case longer than they have, he actually has the one piece of evidence that may actually be able to tie all of this together. Namely, seawater, like the kind they have at the local Gotham Aquarium. Yes, that's right, Joker is literally going through his greatest hits collection right now, and you can't do a Joker's greatest hits without referencing Joker fish. FYI, the original Laughing Fish comic book story is probably one of my favorite Denny O'Neil pieces, and they would also later adapt into probably one of my favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series, too.
Now this fella here came with his own grid. See the resemblance?
The Joker's gang, this time around led by Gabby, his original sidekick that predates even Harley Quinn, has completely taken over the aquarium and turned it into another twisted funhouse. Joker's orders were simple: kill Batman and Batgirl, but leave Red Hood alive for some reason. Furthermore, the version of the Joker leading this attack is the tailcoat-wearing, more clownish version, the one that was responsible for the death of Jason Todd way back when. It should also be noted that all of the Joker's rent-a-thugs in this situation are all wearing name tags that say boom biff bam pow, like something out of the Adam West era. The good guys ultimately get overwhelmed, but Red Hood refuses to be taken hostage yet again, and as such shoots the tank that had the Jokerized shark inside it. Gabby gets eaten and Joker gets taken hostage. Batman is forced to leave as Gordon and Bullock say they managed to track down yet another one of the three Jokers, which means that Batgirl and Red Hood are gonna have to stay behind until Arkham can pick this guy up. And you know what? They really probably should have gagged this version of the Joker, because he loves to talk even by Joker standards, and it quickly becomes apparent that being captured was exactly what he wanted. He pokes and prods at Jason for his life choices, saying that after dying and coming back, he willingly took the Joker's original persona of Red Hood. Jason swears that, it's a way to stick it to the man who murdered him. But Mr. J contends that maybe this is just Jason missing the joke for all of these years. Maybe he didn't actively mean to kill him, just take him to the edge, so when he did come back, he would forever be a thorn in Batman's side, an embarrassment, more the Joker's Robin than Batman. This naturally touches one a hell of a nerve with Jason, who pulls out a gun and is ready to shoot the Joker. Batgirl throws a batarang and attempts to stop this, but unfortunately Barbara misses. Jason doesn't actually feel bad about what he did right here, saying it's about time someone finally shut the clown's mouth, and he says that if Batgirl really wanted to stop him, she wouldn't have missed intentionally. Ooh. And believe it or not, it's on that note right there the comic comes to a close, everybody. And so that was Batman the Three Jokers issue number 1. And yeah, like a lot of other Geoff Johns stories before, this is a big old tribute to comics, especially the comics that Johns himself grew up loving. And yeah, as a lifelong comic fan myself, I appreciate these little references and in-jokes and how Johns himself is able to weave the narrative around here, because I mean, let's face it,
but the son of a bitch no story structure.
Whether or not it's actually been worth the wait will really be up for you yourself to decide personally. Honestly, I'm not reading much DC as a whole right now, so I for one welcomed this one when it finally did show up. And as far as what it means for the rest of the bigger DC universe, well, like I said before, it's a DC Black Label book, which means it can fit in wherever you want, if it even fits in at all. And as far as further repercussions go, well, I might be more excited for that if it wasn't very clear to everyone that DC is just going to be rebooting everything in January anyway. And this story, whether better or worse, did actually end up missing the entire era that it was supposed to be a part of, so I don't know, man. Overall, though, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. I definitely did enjoy it. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way, everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.